All right, the other day I was at TikTok and this stopped me from everything I was doing. So, if you guys can see, this is the Back to the Future truck that somebody made. This is custom made. This is not a real thing, right? Somebody actually took a truck, a bus, one of those vans, and converted it into the actual DeLorean that you could have the actual Back to the Future car. I was obsessed with this thing. My mom was just blown away. So I started looking into how can I obtain something like that, and unfortunately, it's a little expensive. 50 plus 20 shipping and delivery. You still have to modify the car. The car's not going to fit in there. Yeah, I started looking to different scenarios I can do, but then I found something and I'm going to show you what I found. All right, so I found this on the internet, and this guy created an actual DeLorean truck bus, all right, the van itself with a lot of details, and this looks a lot better without the rigids because the other one had a lot of rigids. So I was obsessed with, hey, I'm gonna buy this print and see what I can do. But he had a lot of details in here that I really was obsessed with them, and I like the colors and everything else. He even put the lights on the top, if you guys can see that. So those are one things I'm gonna do. And he made this in SketchUp, and this is actually not in SketchUp. This is Tinkercad, and that's where he actually devised the whole thing. And for $10, it's not bad. All right, so he had a lot of great details how to put this thing together. And if you guys can see, he has even a ramp in there, some little stands for the ramp and everything. I mean, I was obsessed with this, and creating it's going to be a little difficult because you want to make sure you have the right size. And he had a lot of different sizes, a lot of different cuts. Um, but I want to make it into where I could fit an actual 1 by 64 Hot Wheel car that fits in there. And this looks like it's a larger object, so we're gonna have to shrink this down and make it a little bit better. It even comes with a steering wheel and everything. So I am gonna print at 50%, and then I'm gonna print at lower percent. So all the details, everything's in here. Let's go ahead and put it together and see how it works. So I try to emboss this one and I print it out. It didn't come out good at all. So we're gonna try to emboss the next one over. Actually, I'm gonna try to raise the actual letters because this part right here is not legible. Here, a little bit. We're gonna raise it. And then this one goes underneath. And that one. Okay, I think we're in there. So I'm gonna do this one right here all the way here, and then a little bit lower here, here, and here. Ooh, I like that. Let's finish. Ooh, oh man, that is great. It's a little crooked too. I see it. So we're gonna move this one over. All right, so here we have it, finally finished. I know this doesn't look like it, but I have the final solution. It's printing right there as we speak right now. It should be done today. Now, one of the best things I like about creating stuff and recreating is the amount I have to spend. But on this model, because it's a small petite model, I don't have to spend a lot. So my process is simple: build something, I could build it as fast as I can and as simple as possible. Now I know it looks like a lot of work, but it takes a lot to make something perfect. So it's not 100% perfect. I'm still going to be dialing it throughout the years, but it depends on the sales. Like, I tried different things, putting the actual lettering
in the actual model itself. Unfortunately, you can't really see it that well. This is the original look as it is. I set it up into 3 pieces, 4 pieces, if you guys can see that. Something simple to mail, but fortunately it's very difficult, and I just came up with one base model. As you can see, leggings are good. The original one that I purchased was broken pieces, all right, and it was not working 100%. I had issues with it. I printed out a lot of filament, was wasted on the bottom. A lot of thing was hanging. It took a long time. Gluing it together was another option. When you actually get this, they give you an option to put your own light bulbs in there, but it's very difficult to get them at this size, especially if you want to fit your little car in here. Had to reduce the size from 100% to 45%, to be honest with you. This is a lot, dramatically a lot, and you lose a lot of creativity on the actual build. For example, this is a steering wheel. Look at this sucker. 45% on the steering wheel, all right? And that's my next project, guys. Stay tuned for the next one too. So this one right here, it took me a day just to make sure that, you know, run a couple things. This is the original one. I created, well, I didn't create this one, somebody else did, but I modified it and I made it 100%. I actually put a little lock in here, but it didn't work on the model. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the new model where I don't have to put the lock in there. We're gonna do a door that actually opens up and actually functional, not just a door that you glue in there, a functional door to bring down and bring the car down. All right, so you're gonna see the final model. I'm gonna show you guys how I created this whole thing. I built it. I'm trying to see if I could make them rubber wheels, but unfortunately it's I don't have the filament to do it. It costs a little bit more, so we're gonna do a streamline. We're gonna make it simple. We're gonna make them black within black, or I was thinking white with black, and it depends however you want. So we're gonna keep working on the wheels, but I got it dialed down where I don't have to do these pieces no more. This is trash. This, my old one, trash too, and it doesn't waste a lot of filament, which is good because this is a small model. I no longer need this no more. This was an old van, don't need this no more. This was the older van, don't need this no more. These models are still good. I could still keep them there, but look at these pieces. I'm not gonna need them. When you get them like this, but we don't want to do that. Want to make sure we get, this is the right size I want to do, and I'm actually gonna put the light bulbs in there. Make everything white except for the bumpers, and the wheels are gonna be black, and the lettering, and I am going to put a cover at the end. I'm going to glue a cover. I like this part right here. It was kind of giving me stabilization, but I want to make sure I'm able to put the car in. And I even made a rail system, if you guys can see that. The rail system didn't work properly. I tried to make it work. There's ways to do it, but I'm not going to work too much. I'm going to work on to the next project, and then the next project, and then this final project where I'm still working on it. So hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's show you the final results. It's coming along good. So far, so good. So why stop just making a printout of the actual van? Why not print out an actual diorama of the actual place? So that's what I end up doing. I added the frosting on top of the cake, and so let's go ahead and take you into in depth. All right, here I thought I was done, so I wasn't. This project, instead of taking me 2 days, it took me about 3 or 4 weeks, almost a month. So I actually went back to the filming of the place, and I got inspired to do a little bit more than just this figure car and the Hot Wheel in and out. And I wasn't satisfied. I even went to the scene, tried to do a little smoke effect and everything. And I took a beta version of it, but I wasn't happy with it. I needed more. And so I stepped it up and I went to the next level. And let's see if you guys enjoy it. let's introduce you to the actual back scene. This is where the actual movie was created. Marty McFly came from my right hand into the entrance here to the mall here. The only thing that you could find it from the scene is because we could see the Family Fitness Center there, and we had to pinpoint exactly where the location's at. So we're here to not just talk about the actual scene here, but we're actually here to show you guys what we're going to build. This is the introduction of the DeLorean, and I attempt to do something similar to it so you guys can remember. It's an iconic car and a memorable movie. Of course, it follows with 2 other movies too, but the best one is always the first one. So sit back, enjoy yourself, and I hope you guys enjoy the video. All right, just complete it. It looks beautiful. I haven't put a glue yet or anything else. I'm still testing it out, but I got the 2 lights going. Beautiful. Twin Pine Mall. This is a great exhibition, if you guys can see. So the lights are beautiful. One's darker than the other one. I'm running off external battery, USB. Twin Pine Mall. And I can't see the time, so I'm gonna start drilling the hole on the time. I'm gonna fix that up because it's supposed to say 1:16. So I just super thrilled how it came out. So beautiful. And then I'm gonna glue the LED light too. It's powerful LED light. Don't get me wrong, it's a 12 volts connection, but I am just stoked how it came out the parking lot. And then we're gonna put our truck here, the DeLorean coming out. All right, let's break this down first of all, right? First of all, the van, this car is a Hot Wheel, right? I got it from the actual, a while back. I just needed a place to put it in there. So I am gonna do some fire on the next scene. We are gonna do an LED light setting on the next one. LED lights are in here. Unfortunately, this is too dark for the actual LED light. I had to make it lighter, but this is the actual color of the pine. Now, these cases, I print them out. I didn't paint them yet. I am going to do that. Now, the light posts, if you guys can see that, these are the Amazon ones, all right? And this bottom part, I actually did glue this, all right? And I put it together. I printed this out. Making sure that it's 1/64 scale was a little difficult because when you actually get the car is huge. It is a huge car. It came on a big car. And I did glass too, but unfortunately the glue burned it out, but I found a way to actually make it better. And we're gonna open one of the doors. That's what we're gonna have. We're gonna have one of the doors open. Let me show you some of the inside, the designs I did. Printing inside, as you see, I did 2 layers of it so the car could come out and stick out. And then of course, this I did an old school style where I use a paper clip. I cut in pieces, and if you guys can see that, and it actually closes now. So it does close and it opens, all right? So if you want to have it open or close, optional, all right? That's your option if you have it. Now, if you guys can see the floors does move because that's where the magic happened. All right, we're gonna take this out so you guys can see everything from the bottom, all right? and I'm gonna show you some of the insides. All right. Inside the electronics, right now I only have the two lights that are paste to paste, and then of course this long light right here. Now the project itself took me about a couple of days to put together. I sketched it out first, and I wanted to see, and I actually visit the place where this was a iconic place. Now I did do another extra thing that I haven't finished it yet. I put rails on the other side all over the place because if I wanted to do the background, like the extra JCPenney store and other stuff, I'm able to do that just by pasting it on the rails, the cardboard cutout, and it goes all around it. So we do have a rail area that we could just set that up. And of course, I did put a place where we could put some magnets. All right. So I did think about that. Magnets, entry for your actual cable, but I did not create this bottom base. I'm not going to take credit on that. Somebody created for an actual monitor cover, and I used it and I loved it because it was something that it fit perfect with this. I made the actual floor from scratch. I did do it under ThinkerCAD, and it was something very simple. Now, taking the measurements, I did it actually by placing it over the existing system and measuring it on the actual Bamboo Lab splicer. So I was able to measure it and cut it out. Now, I did print two of these. The other one was a lot larger, so I had to shrink it down to 35% in order to get it to fit. Now, this is one piece. This whole thing is all one piece, if you guys can see it. It won't move together. It does have a cable. I can make it as long as you want, as long as I want. But for now, I was just testing out, make sure that these things are. I did create many varieties of these kind of trucks until I finally got the famous one, the right size, from 100% to 45%. That's the only way that the car was able to fit. The car itself, it's a 1/64 scale. It didn't fit it properly. I had to modify the actual truck because I did buy the original model from a online base, but as you can see, it wasn't to my liking. I had to modify a couple things in here. I'm still working on it. I'm not going to spend more time because I'm just going to put the diagram set up and ready to go. This is a perfect conversational piece that you put it anywhere. You do have to have some sort of skills, soldering skills and wiring skills. If you want to put something like this, I bought a bunch of things just to put it together, like the soldering stuff. And then of course these lightings that were perfect fit, because if you go to a parking lot, this is the actual mock-up of what it looks like right now, except for this sign. The sign's not there, of course. This is part of the movie. But overall, I wanted to make a scene where you know exactly what you're looking at when you come in. And this is going to be somewhere in my office, or in somewhere I could put in a place where it could be a great conversational piece. But like I said, I'm still working with some of this stuff. I'm still gonna change some of the settings. I am gonna print out some flames and maybe put some LED lights on the actual flames, or having the car in here. Einstein, I'm not quite sure when I'm gonna put them in the scene or not. I might have a door open and put the dog inside the door. The characters themselves are printable too. All right, if you have a good resin printer, right? These are resin printed. They're not a filament printed, the resin printed. Right now, you could do all these into resin printing. The quality is going to change, but I'm trying to see if you can do this at a budget, and pretty much you can do this in the budget. You can print the characters in different styles. They do come out, but you would have to do a 0.2 filament in order to get a semi-quality, good quality. But I also printed a couple tests on the actual figures themselves. It just took me quite a while, and in painting it's gonna be a pain in the butt. But overall, you got this great settings, these great lights. Look at the LED lights, little tiny LED lights in here, making the ambiance beautiful. This could be turned off, and of course, right now, because I have a USB connected to it, it could last forever if you plug it into a wall or maybe put a timer. And the voltage is very low. We're looking at 12 volts overall on this. This could fluctuate. It could be from 5 to 12. All right. So it could go higher. I would suggest look at your schemes where it depends on the actual LED lights. Make sure you have a good transceiver in order to make this happen. But when you buy these, they're already set up, pre-set up already. All you got to do is connect it. Now, you have an option of putting a battery wise and have it work on just battery. But because I have this LED light, I want it to run for quite a while. And very simple, easy to use. I hope you guys enjoy this video.